Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Brada Robertson, and along with Pete, we are co-owners of a successful coaching business and wellness center, and we've been around doing this since the year 2000. So every day, once a week, we bring you a topic that we like to unpack, just because we like to share with you all the things that we see during the week. And this week we want to talk about parental burnout. Okay, so parental burnout is actually very appropriate to talk about because many of our clients are parents. Pete and I have something like 84 years experience between the two of us.
With 6 children.
As parents, yes, because our eldest child will soon be 42, right? And plus we've got 15 grandchildren as well. So parental burnout is absolutely real. It's a real thing. And it got worse after COVID, like after the pandemic finished, everyone's life was turned upside down. And if parenting wasn't stressful enough before the pandemic, it's even a lot more stressful now. And I actually did a little bit of research and found some statistics. And it showed that more than 1 million Australian children live with a parent who has depression. And of course, if one parent has depression, it puts the children at risk for developing depression and anxiety themselves, right? So parenting is probably the most stressful, challenging job around.
I say to mums who come to me, particularly young mums, I've got the most important job in the world.
That's right.
Probably more so than the men, because the women often do most of the parenting.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
Women are the ones who keep it all together, right? I mean, I do want to acknowledge the men as well, especially the good men out there who are doing all they can. But the truth is, the baby grows into your body, inside your body, and women do tend to have a close connection to the child and all the rest, and women tend to be the overgivers. Having said that, though, fathers can suffer from parental burnout just as easy as women, and together, of course, it's like a ticking time bomb. So I remember a time that Peter actually cried. So Peter doesn't cry very easily.
I had to get up to work one morning at 6 o'clock to start work, and I'd been awake nearly all night due to
a baby
that was very active and didn't need much sleep, and I cried. I felt so exhausted.
Yeah. So I was surprised because it takes a bit for Peter to cry. Peter doesn't cry out, but that wasn't the first night. Of course, this was probably many nights and many kids down the track. So our first child didn't sleep much, and he would be diagnosed with ADHD. Probably still has ADHD today. He is a very high achiever. And then our second 2 children, they slept beautifully, like after 6 weeks, not much trouble. And then the last 2 definitely were very poor sleepers. So number 5 and number 6, they didn't sleep through till they were 2 or 3 years old. So we were always grappling with exhaustion. And so what Pete and I realized, that if we could definitely not broach a difficult subject to talk to each other after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because we were both too tired. But of course we didn't learn our lesson, did we? So a lot of the time our worst fights, and they were usually to do with the kids, by the way, was after 5 o'clock. So tip number 1, if you're suffering from parental burnout, seek help. Like, there is help today, there is a lot of help. Definitely talk to somebody who's been through the same thing and find help from a different person. So Pete and I, we give very effective healing and coaching sessions, so that all the trauma and tiredness and hurtful feelings shift from your nervous system very quickly.
Often just offloading can be very effective in just making the load a lot lighter.
That's right. Yeah. And then we have energy techniques that can take care of, all the extra stuff, the truckloads of hurt feelings that could be hiding in your body. We can just sweep that up and chuck it out the window, so to speak. So you feel a lot lighter, and that wipes the slate clean. So you go home feeling much more peaceful and harmonious and able to organize things. So,
and often parents aren't aware of the assistance out there that they can access. Just ask for help. That's another key thing.
Actually, I wrote a book, so this is called You Are the Miracle, How Being Hit by a Truck Saved My Life. But the key is really, this is my first book out of a trilogy. So I just want you to know that there is life after children. So in my first book, You Are the Miracle, is really all about being a young mom with 6 children, living back in the woods and all the rest. And then I had lots of dreams always. So after my youngest child started to go to school, we moved here to Fort and opened our wellness center. And as you know the story, then 5 years into that, we had a successful business. Then I was hit by a truck and I had to recover from that. So I'm just telling you all of this, that is always, just have the long view when you have lots of children, or even if you have one child, so you're really in the thick of it, in the midst of it, and you have nothing to give. I want you to know it does get better, and life is very, very rewarding, and it gets more rewarding. Also, the sessions that Pete and I do with our clients are really designed to give you results within 1 hour, basically, because we know that parents don't have much time, and so when we work with you and clear those traumas from your body, the traumas that create the burnout, you change, then your child changes as well. So we also, by the way, work with children as well. Many parents over the years have taken their kids to us, and sometimes we give the mom half an hour or the child half an hour. It doesn't matter. We're very, very flexible. And then your child is as good as new. Also, what we discovered was that when we work with little children and clear their, recreate harmony back in their bodies, and they have several treatments, by the time they're teenagers, they just cruise through teenagehood. We've seen that many times, because when children become teenagers, it's like all their traumas, or difficult memories are activated, and they start to fight themselves rather than we feel that they're resisting us, or they're fighting the parents, or they're being hurtful to the parents, when actually they're reacting to deep subconscious triggers in their own body. Also, I mean, this is a different topic, but also from their ancestors. So a lot of the time, we also find that people, they are reacting to the programming that they inherited from either one set of grandparents, or one father, or one of the grandparents. And we can clear that very easily as well. So the work is very comprehensive, and people have results quickly. So how do you know if you suffer from parental burnout?
You could have emotional exhaustion, for instance, or
you feel disconnected from your body?
Yeah, totally disconnected from yourself and from other people. A decrease in feeling fulfilled in life. Life lacks purpose. And you're kind of on a bit of a downhill slope.
And sometimes it's just autopilot. I remember Peter being on autopilot for many, many years, like with a few moments here and there that he lit up, because, I mean, to be fair, Pete used to do shift work as a nurse, full-time, nurse and midwife, 6 children at home on the farm, and the kids and I used to run the farm. But basically, Peter used to come home and have to look after all the cows and the animals on the farm as well, right? So there wasn't really any time.
The middle years often are the busy years, and that's when the kids are growing up, and yeah, if the finances aren't good, that creates more.
Creates a lot of stress.
Stress, particularly in relationships, and
that's right.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, who doesn't have money worries these days? Everyone has a degree, you know, that you lie awake at night wondering if you can afford the next bill or the next rental payment.
And we quite often have unconscious money programs running from our parents or our grandparents that dictate how we
look at life,
look at how much money our ceiling, financial ceiling and relationship ceiling and everything is set by those unconscious programs. And in our sessions we can determine where those programs can be running and causing problems in life for you.
Yeah, we bring those to light and then we show you, and then we can immediately on the spot dissolve those programs so your results change instantly. And when people go home, often they find that everything flows better, including the money, right? So, because everything ultimately is organized by energy, all right? And because basically you are a bundle of energy wrapped up in fats, isn't that what one of our mentors said? Like we're basically a bundle of light, as you would understand, because every cell in your body creates energy, which is light, and it's wrapped up or protected by fats.
And that energy goes through a little nerve that's like a bolt of light. Goes through
a lightning bolt.
and that's the nerve myelin sheath around that, containing that light, is pure fat.
So which brings us to the point, don't be on a low fat diet, be on a high fat diet, because it instantly makes you feel calmer and protects your nervous system.
Plus the brain takes 25% of the energy, so giving it a brilliant energy source, and we get far better even energy from fats than sugars. So your brain will work a lot better then too.
Especially children with ADHD and adults need lots of fats, and the best fats are butter, cream, meat fats, and coconut oil. Okay.
We've had some parents bring kids along because they're pulling their hair out because the kids are they're up the wall, misbehaving, and they've changed them to getting a lot more good fats in their diet, cutting out the sugars and the high starch carbohydrates, and adding in a probiotic, those few things, and they have perfect kids within a few weeks.
That's a probiotic. Yeah. I know, sometimes within a fortnight. Because sometimes we say, I'll try this first, change the diet, and some parents are just awesome, they immediately change the diet, include more fats.
And that parental stress will start to evaporate.
I know, because a lot of the time the behaviors that you see that the child gets judged for and labeled for, it's not the child really, it's the packaging, it's a result of what the child eats and lots of other things.
We've thought, our actions are very similar or the same as our parents, that was the same as their parents.
Yeah.
And we just continue on in, as Grada said, autopilot. We need to think outside the box a bit.
Well, and everyone needs help with that.
That's where coaching and guidance comes in. We all need help with that.
Especially when you want to change, of course. Like if you want to be the same as your forebears, then it's not a problem. But if you want to be the change, then definitely seek help, because it saves you decades of your life, right? Because we've already invented the wheel, we've been there and done that many times over. So in the article that is around this video somewhere, please have a quick read, because it's got 5 or 6 little steps what you can do to bring meaning back into your life, make you feel more organized and empowered, create connection with yourself and your child and your partner, of course, so that you can all be more of that happy family unit. It doesn't matter how bad the world around you gets.
And then getting the right nutrients in your body also helps. Like we often have deficiencies of things. Now, magnesium helps keep you nice and relaxed and calm and drops you out of that flight and fright stress side of an automatic nervous system.
It's basically what you call a circuit breaker. So what a circuit breaker is, if the electricity in your house is shorting out somewhere, and then in the fuse box, the fuse will will flip off, right? To protect people from dying, they don't get electrocuted anymore. So basically magnesium will do that for you. So it cuts through the stress and protects you, and also it regenerates your brain cells, your nerve cells, and your heart, and every part of your body needs magnesium. In fact, I think it has more than 500 functions in your body, and we're not getting enough from our food. That's absolutely for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone needs that, and Pete and I take 5 tablets per day.
I take 5 every day as well.
And that just keeps me at a maintenance level. I reckon I could sometimes almost take 10, right? But
if you get cramps, you're certainly lacking magnesium.
This is a really wonderful supplement as well, Calm Nature. So that speaks for itself. It really helps you to stay calm and resilient. And of course, we always mention beet flow. So beet flow will help you to digest your fats, because of course you're going to increase your fats after listening to us. So say you're going to buy full cream yogurt, eat more cream, eat more butter, eat more meat fats, or if you're vegan or vegetarian, definitely eat more coconut oil. You need the beet flow to help your liver digest the fats.
And then a top market multi-nutrient supplement is always good. Activator and Aura Life, we carry a couple, and then there's also particularly one for children that really often...
Mighty Means.
There's been research done with Mighty Means with children, and they've had increased grades at school.
They just up-level all through like their behaviour, but also their ability to learn new things. And it brings out the best in a child. So Mighty Means, it's now probably 3rd generation product. So that was created by a doctor in America and then his son took it over, and that's been around for many decades, and a lot of research has been done. And Activator is made by the same company, so this is the equivalent for adults or even teenagers in an adult body. So we've had clients who did really, really well when they started to take Activator.
There's one of our clients was a fly-in, fly-out miner. And every month or a couple of months he'd come and get a bottle of Activator and
a probiotic.
And he'd also have the Purple House smoothie, because he said mining food in the canteens had a lot to be desired.
I had heard that the food was really good, but maybe it wasn't.
Well, where he was, it had a lot to be desired apparently, and he supplemented with that and kept his body in good shape. Good form.
That's right, I remember that. So the smoothie book is free. We have lots of e-books. You can see all the books that you see behind us have been written by Pete and me. So we author those books, and they've been published. Also, all the e-books are free. So that's free education. So I just want you to know there is life after parenting. Life gets better, it gets more enriching, but it's definitely a very difficult, challenging time when the children are young, and then when they're teenagers, of course, it's a different challenge. It's just as difficult, except probably more mentally and emotionally.
But also, don't be down on yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back and recognise that you are one of the most important people in the world, and you're in the most important profession, parenting.
To the child, you're the son of their solar system. And ultimately, the child only needs one stable parent, right? So if you can offer that stability, that's really, really good. Like, so always make sure that you look after yourself. If you're listening to me today and you're finding that you are a parent, don't look around, don't look at your partner even, just bring your attention back to you and ask yourself, how can I take better care of myself?
Self-care is extremely important.
Exactly. So if I had to do my time again with Pete and the 6 children, I would definitely take care of myself first now. So I used to always put myself last. And of course, maybe that's why I needed a truck accident to wake me up, right? That the universe said to me, hey, start paying attention to what's going on inside your body and what's going on for you and all the rest. So that was a long, difficult lesson for me. It felt counterintuitive to look after myself first. But I do that now, and I'm very, very happy and contented with my life. And when Pete looks after himself, and he does that really, really well, I love him. I find it so easy to love him.
What I often do for myself, nearly every night, I have a beautiful hot Epsom salt bath, and I start doing, I do my inner work.
Your meditation.
My meditation and things that we need to do for ourselves. I do that in a bath that I now think I deserve, which was a luxury before, but I deserve it now.
And also, just before we jumped on board today, Pete was sitting in our beautiful lounge room that we built for ourselves, and he had the open fire going, and he was journaling and doing his inner work. So when you have a business, by the way, the business is always a reflection of who you are. It doesn't matter if you have a wellness center or if you have a plumbing shop. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It's always a reflection of your authentic self. So when you're a business owner and a parent, of course, you're in the business of parenting, your whole world, external world, is a reaction. A reflection of your authentic self.
So working on yourself is probably more important than working.
Most important.
It is the most important thing.
So I walked in the lounge room, and here Peter lit the open fire, which was beautiful, and then he's journaling, and just, how did you feel? Good?
Yeah.
That's right. It's tapping into your inner wisdom. So that's all ahead of you. So it's also creating time for that, and of course you will be able to have more time at one point in time. So the article with really good recommendations is here as well. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We really, really appreciate you being part of our community. And let us know if you have any questions or struggling with something, and we're here to help you. So the contact details are on the page as well. So looking forward to being with you again. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.